They never wanted you to know the truth. They wanted you to believe you were struggling, that success was out of reach, that wealth wasn't meant for you. But what if I told you that your hidden account is already full, that everything you need for breakthrough is already in place? The only question is, are you ready to claim it? Chosen ones, there is a reason you have always felt different. A reason why setbacks couldn't break you, why challenges only made you stronger. The truth is, you are not ordinary, you are the chosen one, and that means you are destined for something greater. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. Your wealth is already stored up. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. You just have to recognize the signs and unlock what is already yours. Today, I'm revealing 5 undeniable signs that you are destined for wealth and success, and why the world is watching your next move. Like and comment 77 if you're ready to unlock your wealth. The first sign is, you've transformed pain into power. They never expected you to make it through. They watched you struggle, they saw you fall, and they assumed that was the end of your story. They thought the weight of your past would keep you down, that the betrayals, the setbacks, the financial struggles, and the disappointments would break you beyond repair. But what they failed to understand is that pain does not weaken the chosen ones. It refines them. This is the first undeniable sign that you are destined for wealth. You have transformed pain into power. Most people crumble under pressure. When life strikes them down, they stay down. When things go wrong, they look for someone to blame. They live in their suffering, convinced that life is unfair, that things will never change, that they were never meant for more. And that's exactly how they wanted you to feel. They wanted you to give up. They wanted you to believe that hardship was your final destination. But instead, you turned your pain into a tool, one that sharpened your mind, strengthened your resolve, and prepared you for everything that is coming next. You didn't just endure hardship, you mastered it. Every obstacle that was meant to destroy you became a stepping stone to your next level. Every betrayal taught you who to trust. Every financial struggle taught you how to move smarter. Every failure taught you what didn't work so you could get even closer to what does. This is why your success is inevitable. You are not just lucky. You are not just making it work. You have been trained through fire, and now you are stepping into the wealth and abundance that was meant for you all along. Romans 8 verse 28 confirms this truth. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. That means everything, even the pain, even the heartbreak, even the failures, has been working in your favor. You may not have seen it at the time, but nothing was wasted. Every moment of suffering was a setup for something greater. Think back to the moments that tested you the most. The times when you had nothing left to give, when you questioned whether you would ever recover. Remember how heavy it felt. And yet, somehow you made it through. You may still carry the memories, but you are no longer the person who went through that pain. You emerged stronger, more disciplined, more aware, more unstoppable. They wonder how you do it. They look at you now and don't understand how you're still standing. They don't understand why you didn't break the way they expected. But what they don't realize is that your resilience is not just willpower, it is a divine process. You were designed to take what was meant to destroy you and turn it into the very thing that propels you forward. Isaiah 61 verse 3 speaks of this transformation. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified, beauty for ashes, strength from sorrow, power from pain. This is why some people don't recognize you anymore. You are not the same person who went through those struggles. You do not think the same way, move the same way, or react the same way. The pain that was supposed to destroy you has rebuilt you into something greater. This is what separates the truly chosen ones from the rest. Some people face hardship and let it define them. They become bitter, afraid, and paralyzed by the memory of what they went through. But you took those experiences and turned them into wisdom. And that wisdom is why wealth is chasing you. The most successful people in the world, the ones who build empires, who create generational wealth, who shift industries, they are the ones who have mastered the art of transformation. They don't let losses define them. They don't dwell on what went wrong. They take the lessons, they adjust, and they move forward stronger. This is exactly what you have done. The reason you are stepping into a season of breakthrough is because you have already proven that you can handle the weight of success. You have already proven that you don't fold under pressure. You have already shown that when adversity comes, you rise. This is why your enemies are nervous. They see you moving differently. They sense that something is shifting. They don't know exactly what is happening, but they can feel that you are no longer in the same place where they left you. And it terrifies them, because they know that if you made it through what they thought would destroy you, nothing will be able to stop you now. And that's the truth. There is nothing stopping you. The pain was your preparation. The hardship was your training ground. The struggle was never meant to hold you back. It was designed to equip you for the wealth and success that is already stored up for you. But now comes the real test. Now that you know you are destined for more, will you move differently? Will you let go of the past and step fully into what is waiting for you? Because here's the secret. The chosen ones who step into wealth do not just transform pain. They think and move differently than the rest. And if you are ready for the next sign, you need to hear this. Comment power if you have ever taken pain and turned it into success. And keep watching, because what I am about to reveal next will show you exactly why wealth is drawn to you, even when you don't realize it. The second sign is, you think and move like the wealthy. Most people live in a cycle of scarcity. They chase after money like it's always running away from them, desperate to grab hold of it before it disappears. They work tirelessly, stress over bills, fear losing what little they have, and believe that wealth is reserved for a select few. The lucky ones, the privileged, the ones who were born into it. This is exactly how they were conditioned to think. And it is why they remain trapped in the same financial patterns year after year. But you do not think like them. You have never fit into their mold because you think and move like the wealthy. This is the second undeniable sign that you are destined for abundance. You do not chase money. You attract it. From an early age, you sensed that money was not just paper, not just numbers in a bank account. You understood that wealth is not about how much you earn, but about how you think. You realize that money is energy. It moves, it flows, and it responds to those who position themselves to receive it. While others are focused on surviving, you are focused on expanding. While they see limitations, you see possibilities. While they panic over obstacles, you strategize solutions. And this is why wealth is drawn to you. The wealthiest people in the world, the visionaries, the game changers, the empire builders, they all share something in common. They do not allow money to control them. They control money. You have this same mindset. You are not desperate for wealth, you expect it. You do not look at your current situation as the final destination. You see it as a stepping stone. You do not waste time fearing financial loss because you understand that money is not something you lose. It is something you circulate, and when handled correctly, it always returns, multiplied. This is the principle behind Proverbs 23 verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is not just a spiritual truth, it is a law of existence. Who you are internally determines what you attract externally. If you think like someone who is broke, you will remain broke. If you think like someone who is struggling, struggle will continue to find you. But the moment you shift your mindset and start thinking as if you are already wealthy, everything around you begins to align with that reality. They do not want you to know this. They want you to believe that success is a matter of luck, that wealth is out of your control, that you are at the mercy of the system. But those who rise to the top know the truth. Wealth is not something you find. It is something you create, and you have been creating it all along. Think about how you approach opportunities. Where others hesitate, you move. Where others overanalyze, you take action. Where others see dead ends, you see doorways. This is why people around you are often confused by your confidence. They don't understand why you take risks, why you invest in yourself, why you refuse to settle. They don't see what you see. But that has always been the difference between the wealthy and the ordinary. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, and every other billionaire before them, none of them became wealthy because they played it safe. They saw opportunities where others saw nothing. They thought bigger when others were thinking small. They moved while everyone else was waiting for permission. And that is exactly how you operate. You do not wait for someone to tell you that it's your time. You take your time. You do not ask if an opportunity is safe. You weigh the risk, make a decision, and trust yourself. You do not allow fear to dictate your moves because you understand that every great success story is written by those who were bold enough to believe. And the truth is, you have already seen glimpses of what is possible. There have been moments, small but undeniable, where things aligned in your favor. Moments where money appeared unexpectedly, where an opportunity landed in your lap at the perfect time, where you made a move and saw an immediate return. Those were not coincidences. They were confirmations. You are already walking in the flow of abundance. The only question now is, will you step into it fully? Because here's the real challenge. Thinking like the wealthy is not enough. You must move like them. You must act on your vision. You must step boldly into opportunities. You must stop second-guessing what you already know to be true. Most people wish for wealth. The chosen ones expect it. And that is why you will always be a step ahead. The ones who hesitate, who wait for permission, who talk themselves out of opportunities, they will stay exactly where they are. But you are being prepared for something bigger. This is why you cannot afford to think small. This is why you must guard your mind. Surround yourself with people who think as boldly as you do, and refuse to let doubt creep in. Because the moment you fully embrace the wealth mindset, the moment you start operating in the belief that your success is already written, you will start seeing breakthroughs you never imagined. This is why they are watching you. They see how you move. They sense your confidence. They do not understand why you are so certain, why you carry yourself the way you do, why you speak with authority when discussing your future. And the truth is, they will never understand. Because they were trained to believe that success is reserved for the lucky ones, while you know that success is a choice. This is why wealth is coming to you, not because you are lucky, not because you are privileged, but because you have positioned yourself to receive it. And now, the only thing standing between you and your next level: action. If you know you think differently than those around you, comment wealth mindset. You already see the truth, don't you? You were never meant to struggle forever. Your breakthrough is not a distant dream. It's already unfolding. But the next signs? They're even more powerful. Because once you understand these, you'll see why they fear your rise. Make sure to activate all notifications right now, because this knowledge is what separates the successful from the forgotten. The third sign is, your presence commands attention. There is something about you that people cannot ignore. Long before you speak, long before you take action, the room shifts when you enter. You have noticed it for as long as you can remember. People react to your presence. Some are drawn to you, intrigued by the energy you carry. Others seem unsettled, their insecurities exposed simply by being near you. But one thing is undeniable: you are never overlooked. This is the third unmistakable sign that you are chosen. Your presence commands attention. You have never had to beg for recognition. You do not chase validation, yet somehow people notice you. Some admire you, some resent you, some are confused by you. And the reason is simple: you were never meant to blend in. The world is filled with people who follow, who conform, who move through life unnoticed. But you disrupt the atmosphere. Your energy shifts the environment. You walk into spaces and immediately feel the weight of the attention you draw, even when no one says a word. And while some people celebrate this, others find it uncomfortable. Not because you have done anything wrong, but because your very existence reminds them of what they lack. This is why some people have tried to make you feel small. They have downplayed your talents. They have ignored your insights. They have dismissed your potential. Not because they didn't see it, but because they did. And that terrified them. People fear what they cannot control. They fear what they do not understand. And when someone walks in their full presence, unapologetic and sure of who they are, it forces others to confront the ways in which they have been hiding from their own power. This is why Matthew 5 verse 14 declares, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Light cannot be hidden, cannot be ignored, cannot be silenced. And you are that light." There is a reason leaders, visionaries, and those at the top recognize your energy, even if they never acknowledge it openly. They see in you what they once had to discover within themselves. They recognize the signs of greatness. They recognize that you do not move like everyone else, that you do not think like the masses, that you carry something rare, an undeniable presence. And for those who do not understand what they are witnessing, their reaction is often one of resistance. They may try to undermine you not because you are wrong, but because your clarity exposes their confusion. They may try to challenge you, not because you lack wisdom, but because your confidence magnifies their own doubts. They may try to make you question yourself, not because you are mistaken, but because your certainty threatens everything they have built on insecurity. But here is the truth. Your presence is not accidental. It is not something to be hidden, toned down, or apologized for. It is the mark of someone who was meant to lead. True wealth, true influence, does not come to those who shrink. It comes to those who stand boldly in who they are, knowing that they were designed to be seen. Think about how this has played out in your life. Have you ever walked into a room and felt eyes on you before you even said a word? Have you noticed how certain people seem drawn to you, as if they can sense that you carry something different? Have you ever been in situations where people either instantly respected you or immediately tried to challenge you, without you even trying? That is not random. That is not coincidence. That is the evidence of your calling. Some of the wealthiest, most powerful people in the world understand this dynamic deeply. They do not force their presence, they simply are. They do not demand attention, it follows them. The greatest leaders in history did not rise because they were the loudest or the most aggressive. They rose because their very presence carried weight. And that is exactly how you operate. This is why you do not have to chase success. Success is already drawn to you. You do not have to convince people to see your value. Those who are meant to recognize it already do. And for those who refuse to acknowledge it, that is their burden to carry. It has nothing to do with you. Isaiah 60 verse 1 makes it clear, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." You are being called to step into your full light, to stop second-guessing why people react to you the way they do, to stop minimizing yourself for the comfort of others, to stop thinking that the weight of your presence is something that needs to be toned down. The chosen ones do not shrink, they expand. And when you embrace this truth, something shifts. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, move differently. You start owning the power you have always carried without apology. And suddenly, everything around you begins to align. This is why wealth, influence, and opportunities will continue to find you, because you are already positioned to receive them. You are already moving in a way that attracts them. You are already standing in a presence that commands attention. And now, the only thing left to do is fully embrace it. If you know deep down that people notice you before you even speak, comment unstoppable, because that is exactly what you are. But this is only part of the equation. Your presence is powerful, but what truly separates the wealthy from the forgotten is what they do with that presence. The next sign will reveal why taking bold risks is the key to unlocking everything that has been waiting for you. And if you are ready for the next step in your breakthrough, keep watching, because what comes next will change everything. The fourth sign is, you're not afraid to take bold risks. Most people live their lives trapped in hesitation. They analyze every decision until the opportunity is gone. They wait for the perfect moment that never comes. They let fear dictate their choices, and as a result, they remain stuck, watching from the sidelines as others rise, wondering why their breakthrough never arrives. But you are different. You are not afraid to take bold risks. This is the fourth undeniable sign that you are destined for wealth. You trust yourself enough to take the leap when others hesitate. The world belongs to those who take action. Every billionaire, every leader, every game changer throughout history did something that terrified the masses. They moved when no one else would. They stepped into uncertainty with nothing but their vision and faith, knowing that success is never guaranteed, but stagnation is. And that is exactly what you have always understood. You do not wait for permission. You do not ask for validation. You do not sit around hoping for circumstances to be perfect before you make your move. You understand that success is a game of boldness. Those who hesitate get left behind. Those who refuse to take risks never experience anything beyond what they already know. This is why they don't understand you. They watch you make decisions that scare them. They see you investing in yourself when they are too afraid to. They see you stepping into new opportunities when they are still waiting for a sign. They question your choices not because they are bad choices, but because they are choices they are too scared to make for themselves. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 6 makes this clear. In the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thine hand. For thou knowest not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. You know that not every risk will bring immediate success. You know that sometimes you will fail, but you also know that failure is never final, it is only a lesson. And that is what separates you from the rest. Most people are afraid of failing. You see failure as necessary. Most people need guarantees before they take action. You move in faith. Most people choose comfort over progress. You understand that comfort is a trap. This is why you have already outgrown certain people. This is why you have already stepped into opportunities that others were too afraid to take. This is why your path looks nothing like theirs, because you are willing to go where they refuse to. Think about the greatest moments in your life, the moments that changed everything. Did they come from staying in your comfort zone? Or did they come from taking a risk, making a move even when you weren't 100% certain of the outcome? That's the pattern of the chosen ones. The moment they step out in faith, something shifts. Doors open, the right people appear, opportunities begin to align, because boldness activates abundance. This is why the wealthy think differently. They do not let fear paralyze them. They know that the biggest risk in life is taking none at all. The greatest businesses were not built on certainty. The greatest leaders did not start with a guaranteed path to success. The people who shaped the world are not the ones who played it safe. They are the ones who believed in something bigger than their fears. And this is why you cannot afford to hesitate. You already know deep down that you are called to something greater. You have already felt the pull, the urgency, the undeniable knowing that you are meant to operate at a different level than those around you. So the question is, will you trust yourself enough to act? You have already come too far to let fear stop you now. You have already survived things that should have broken you. You have already proven that you can rise from failure, that you can adapt, that you can learn. What is left, then? To take the leap, to step into the next level, to stop waiting for a perfect moment that does not exist and recognize that now is the time. Some will question your choices. Some will try to discourage you. Some will speak fear into your vision. But they do not understand that you are not like them. You were not called to stay small. You were not meant to stay where it is comfortable. The chosen ones walk in faith. They take risks that others call reckless, not because they are irresponsible, but because they know that staying in the same place is the true danger. Luke 5 verse 4 offers a powerful lesson. Now when he had left speaking, he said unto Simon, Launch out into the deep, and let down your nets for a draught. Launch out into the deep. Not into the shallow, not into what is safe and predictable, but into the unknown, into the places where faith is required, into the spaces where miracles happen. Because that is where your wealth is waiting. Your success is already set in motion. Your breakthrough is already unfolding, but it requires you to move. You have already seen what happens when you play small. Now, it is time to see what happens when you step into boldness. If you are ready to take the risks that will unlock your future, comment fearless, because the next sign is the final confirmation. The last and greatest proof that your wealth is not just a possibility, it is already yours. Keep watching, because what comes next will reveal the final test before your breakthrough. Everything you have experienced, everything you have learned, it has all been leading up to one final test. And this last sign, it is the most undeniable proof that you are stepping into your wealth. If you recognize these signs in yourself, you need to hear this last one. It will explain why things have been aligning for you in ways you never expected. You have already seen it. At first, it may have seemed like a coincidence, a moment of unexpected favor, a door that opened when you least expected it, an opportunity that aligned too perfectly to be random. Maybe it was a financial breakthrough, a sum of money that appeared just when you needed it. Maybe it was an unexpected job offer, a new connection, or a divine encounter that shifted everything. But deep down, you knew the truth. That was not luck. That was not an accident. That was a glimpse of what is already yours. This is the final undeniable sign that you are stepping into your wealth. You have already seen glimpses of your future prosperity. Most people are blind to these moments. They dismiss them as chance, as meaningless events with no deeper significance. They fail to see the divine orchestration behind the timing, the pattern, the way everything aligned so perfectly. But you have always felt that these moments meant something more. You have sensed that these moments were not just isolated blessings, but evidence, proof that your hidden wealth is already waiting for you, unfolding step by step. These signs are confirmations that what you desire is not just a possibility. It is already on its way. Deuteronomy 8 verse 18 makes this truth clear. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth. Notice that it does not say wealth is given randomly. It does not say that wealth is for the lucky few. It says that God gives you the power to obtain it. The ability, the strategy, the positioning, the favor, it is already within you. The only question is, will you recognize it? This is where many people fall short. They see the signs, but they hesitate. They feel the shift, but they doubt. They receive confirmation after confirmation, but they still wait for someone to give them permission to believe it is real. That hesitation is the only thing that can delay what is already yours. You were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were never meant to struggle forever. But the final test is whether you will claim your inheritance or let doubt steal it from you. Think about it. How many times has an opportunity presented itself, but you second-guessed it? How many times has money flowed into your life unexpectedly, only for you to dismiss it as a rare stroke of luck? How many times have things aligned perfectly, and yet, instead of recognizing it as confirmation, you allowed fear to tell you it was too good to be true? This is what separates the chosen ones who step into abundance from those who remain stuck in limitation. The difference is not who receives the signs, it is who acts on them. The wealthy understand this principle. They recognize patterns. They move on divine timing. They see an open door and walk through it without hesitation. You must do the same. Every moment where things just clicked was a glimpse of your future reality. Every financial blessing, every aligned opportunity, every moment of favor was a preview, a reminder that wealth is already assigned to you. And now, the question is, what will you do with that knowledge? Will you let fear convince you to ignore the signs? Will you allow doubt to tell you that those moments were just coincidences? Or will you recognize that these are the signals that your breakthrough is already happening? Isaiah 45 verse 3 delivers a profound promise. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, which call thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. Hidden riches, wealth stored up, waiting to be revealed. That is what you have been seeing, the first signs of your hidden account being unlocked. The spiritual wealth, the divine favor, the tangible prosperity. It is not something that is coming in the distant future. It is already in motion. The challenge now is not whether the wealth exists. The challenge is whether you will move in alignment with it. This is where many fail. They hesitate. They overanalyze. They keep asking for signs when the signs are already all around them. They pray for breakthrough while ignoring the very opportunities placed in front of them. The chosen ones move differently. They recognize when the shift is happening. They understand that when wealth starts to reveal itself, it is an invitation to step into a new level of action. And that is the final test. Are you going to move? Are you going to act when the next door opens? Are you going to step into the wealth that has already been assigned to you? This is where your next level begins. You have already been given glimpses. Now, it is time to stop questioning and start stepping forward boldly. Because the moment you fully align with what is already yours, the full release begins. The wealth, the opportunities, the connections, the breakthrough, it is waiting on you. If you have already seen the signs in your own life, comment next level. Because what happens next, that is entirely up to you. I know what it feels like to be told that success is for other people, to be surrounded by those who think wealth is impossible, who are too afraid to believe in more. But I also know what happens when you shift your mindset. The moment you stop seeing yourself as someone trying to succeed and start recognizing that you were born to rise, everything changes. The signs were always there. I just had to open my eyes. And now, it's your turn. Your breakthrough is already unfolding. The wealth, the success, the opportunities, they are already aligned. You just have to step into them. Comment next level if you are ready to claim your millionaire destiny. And if this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because the truly chosen ones, they rise together. See you in the next one.